My name is Lucas. I'm 28, and for almost a decade I've worked as an automotive engineer. The job is demanding, long hours, constant pressure, but it pays well, and I've always taken pride in being able to give my family stability and comfort. My wife, Vanessa, runs a small boutique downtown. She has a natural elegance, always put together, as if she's dressing for a fashion shoot even when she's only heading home. We had been married for 6 years, together for 9. And from the outside our lives looked steady, even enviable. But sometimes what seems steady is only a mask, hiding cracks beneath the surface. Vanessa always leaned toward luxury, designer heels, upscale restaurants, weekend trips. I never resented it. I believed part of being a husband was making sure she was happy. I thought that by providing her with the life she wanted, I was investing in the strength of our marriage. That belief started to unravel when her childhood friend Monique came back into the picture. Monique had a commanding presence, loud without being brash, confident without needing to try. People listened when she spoke, and she knew it. One of her favorite phrases was, "Know your worth. Never settle. Don't wait for life to hand you happiness, take it." She arrived one Friday, saying she and Vanessa wanted some girl time together. From that first night, something shifted. At dinner, Monique made a comment that stuck with me. She looked directly at me and said, "Lucas, men rarely realize what they have until it's slipping away. Women who value themselves don't wait for recognition, they claim it." Then she turned that knowing smile toward Vanessa, and my stomach twisted. Vanessa laughed at her words, nodding, as if some secret understanding had passed between them. The whole weekend carried that same undertone. Subtle suggestions, sly remarks, all directed toward Vanessa. I noticed how she leaned into Monique's every word, how she laughed at her stories louder than at mine, how her eyes lingered too long when Monique spoke. I didn't confront her. Instead, I watched and stored away every detail. 3 nights after Monique left, I stumbled across something that erased any doubt. Vanessa and I shared a tablet we used for schedules and the occasional work file. That evening I opened it to check something and saw a new voice memo, simply titled "Important." My instincts told me to play it, and I did. It was Monique's voice. "You've been patient for years, but now it's time to reclaim your freedom. Take a few nights away, let him wonder where you are. If he notices, if he values you, he'll fight to keep you. If he doesn't, then maybe it's time to consider other options. Life is too short to waste waiting for someone else to catch up." My chest tightened. This wasn't casual advice, it was a plan. And Vanessa had already started following it. The very next evening, as I was putting on my jacket for work, Vanessa approached me. Her voice was gentle, almost rehearsed. "Lucas, I think I need some time. Just a week, to think about us. I need space." I asked calmly, "Where will you stay?" She hesitated, then said, "With Monique." I didn't argue. I just told her, "Do what you feel you need to." She packed a small bag, kissed me on the cheek, and walked out, leaving the apartment hollow and quiet. Not long after, a notification from our joint credit card buzzed on my phone. An Uber ride, destination, a hotel downtown, not Monique's apartment. An hour later, another alert. Dinner for 2 at a rooftop restaurant. The following morning, I checked her banking app. A transfer had come in from a man named Henry Pierce with the note, "Last night was perfect." Everything just clicked. The pieces fell together. Monique had handed her the blueprint. Vanessa executed it, and Henry was the end result. She hadn't even tried to conceal it. She underestimated me. I stayed quiet, collected, and patient. Over the next few days I built a complete record. Hotel invoices, transaction logs, screenshots of transfers, AirTag location history, all lined up neatly. At the same time, I moved quickly to separate our finances. I met with a lawyer, confirmed what I already suspected. Using joint funds for an affair wasn't just betrayal, it was legally damaging. So I took steps. Vanessa no longer had access to my accounts. My evidence was organized and secure. A week later, she returned. To my surprise, Monique was with her. They must have expected drama, anger, or some emotional display. Instead, I gestured for them to sit. Calmly, I slid a folder across the table. Inside was everything: Dates, times, charges, receipts, transfers. Vanessa's face drained of color. Monique opened her mouth to speak, but I cut her off with one look. The truth was written in front of them. You followed her advice, I said evenly. You lied. You cheated. And you used my money to do it. Vanessa broke down, tears streaming. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I was confused. I placed the final paper in front of her. Divorce documents. You went as far as you wanted. Now I'm making my move. We're done. Her sobs filled the room, but I stayed composed. There was nothing left to argue. Afterward, the phone calls began. Her family reached out one by one, pleading for patience, urging forgiveness, telling me to think it through. I repeated the same answer every time. The documents said everything that needed saying. I didn't budge. When Vanessa finally came back to collect the last of her belongings, she arrived alone. No Monique, no defenses. She tried again to explain, to find some way back, but I cut it short. There's nothing left to discuss. She moved into a small rental. Henry vanished as soon as the money flow stopped. Monique disappeared too, her influence evaporating when there was nothing left to gain. The apartment, once tense and filled with unspoken tension, returned to peace. Steady. Quiet. Mine again. Vanessa had taken her friend's advice and thrown everything away. What she never expected was my response. Not rage, not pleading, but walking away with finality. That choice was louder than any confrontation, stronger than any outburst. It was decisive. It was irreversible. And in that calm, I found my strength. Life continued, steady, untouchable, and mine alone.